Good evening. My name is Severin Garrett. Thank you for joining us tonight for the Team Health for Life call. We are having a training session tonight, and I'd love to introduce you to Tiffiney Howard. And she is going to be reviewing for us the 10 days of follow-up that most of us learned about in the Pajama Regional, which was January. One of the things that happens when we go to these regionals or we go to boot camp or we go to conferences, we learn all this great information, and then sometimes we don't go apply it immediately and we forget. So this is a great refresher, and hopefully Tiffiney can share with us more about how she's been implementing, because I'm particularly impressed with her follow-up system. So Tiffiney, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Severin. So as Severin mentioned, I'm going to be going through the 10-day follow-up. So for some, it may be a refresher. For others, it may be something that's completely new, but we do have a PDF of it. So if it's new, don't worry about taking a ton of notes. It's probably better just to listen alone today. And if you need that, we can post, I think you can upload the files. So we'll upload that to our Health for Life page so you all can print that out later. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay. So hopefully, I think you can see that okay? Okay, perfect. So after I go through this, I'm going to show you all how I'm actually using it. So some of you all were on the call with us for the Trello, I guess, tutorial. And so I'm going to show you how I plug those things into Trello at the end and how I'm kind of using that. So it makes more sense. So let me move this so I can kind of navigate better. Okay, so the 10 days of follow-up are really going to be for those people who you've sent a video to, you've met out for coffee or something like that, and you are not hearing back from them. So these are not people who, order and then take off as a raving customer. These are for people who you're having a little bit more difficulty with connecting with. And so as you go through this system, you'll see that once the person actually responds, then you would just pick up how you normally would with anybody else who's following your typical customer pattern. So on day one, which you guys should be able to see at the top of your screen, this is you have met up with them. Somebody has asked you for a video on what the Shred 10 is. So you are going to send them an email. You're going to send them any information that's pertinent. So you may send them the Shred 10 guide. You may send the 2-minute Shred 10 video. And at the bottom of that email, you want to let them know that you're going to be giving them a call. And you don't just want to tell them that you're going to be calling them, but you want to give them a specific time so that they can be anticipating that call. And just let them know that you're really looking forward to being able to talk to them. That's something that we've been discussing recently, and how someone being able to hear your voice is a lot more beneficial than a text message or an email. So the email is like the prep, the primer, but you're actually going to call. And I want to preface this with, call at the time that you said you're going to call. So you want to block that time out on your schedule. You want to be sure to hold yourself accountable to the time that you said you were going to call. Which takes us to day 2. So you're going to call. You're going to call at the time you said you would. And if they don't answer, you're going to leave them a message, and you're going to say, hey, I hope you got my email the other day. I did mention that I was going to give you a call at 6 p.m. And I just wanted to follow up and find out what you thought about the video, what stood out to you. I love this part. Is there something that you had a question about? And remind them also about the things that they mentioned to you during your conversation. So if someone said, I am so tired of being bloated or feeling fatigued, you want to remind them of that in your voicemail, because we want to remind people why they decided that they were interested in Juice Plus in the first place. Sometimes people just, need that. As you get busy, you kind of forget, or it's not as urgent anymore. And we want to make that an urgent thing in their mind again. And lastly, you're going to ask them to send you a message and let you know when they're free. So, hey, just give me a text message. You don't have to give me a call back this evening, but send me a text and let me know when's the next day and time that you may be available for us to talk. So then on day 3, and this again is if they do not call back. So if they call back, then you carry on as you would normally. But on day 3, if they've not called back, you're going to send them a text message, or if you use Facebook Messenger, whatever service you use, and you're going to remind them about the email that you sent. And you're also going to say, hey, I also left you a voicemail yesterday. I sent you the video. Again, just want to know what you're interested about. I know you said that you were tired of being bloated. Our Shred 10 is starting in about 2 weeks, and I'm really excited to get you started. When's a good time for us to talk? So that's what you're going to do on day 3. And then as you can see here on day 4, we're not going to follow up. So we're going to give it a break. We're going to let all of that marinate. We don't want to have people feel like we're spamming them, or we don't want to overwhelm people. Sometimes people get busy. So now you've emailed, you've called, and you've sent a text message. So day 4, you're just going to go ahead and rest and see what happens. So then on day 5, you can decide one of 2 things. You can either send a voice text, because again, we want people to hear our voice, or you can send a voice Facebook message. So again, if you're having some trouble with text stuff, then get with someone who's a little bit more tech savvy to figure out how to do either of those things. So we still want them to hear our voice, but we're not going to actually call them on the phone. You're going to let them know that you're just checking in. If there's an event coming up, or if you know that we're having a Facebook event, you're going to do or provide them with some value. So you're still going to share some about Juice Plus, but we're trying to add some value. Let them know it's not just about a sale. I'm really concerned about your health and your wellness overall, and this is just one part of it. Juice Plus is just one part of it. So this is a perfect opportunity to invite them to more of an event that Juice Plus is putting on, or something that you and your team have decided to put on. And then for day 6 and day 7, you're not going to do any follow-up either. You're going to, again, let that marinate, see what happens, see if they give you a call back, if they send you a text message. It's funny, on Facebook Messenger, you can actually see if someone's seen your message, and I've had that happen before, and I panic, and I'm like, oh, they saw my message, but they didn't respond. But people get busy. I know I check things, but I say, oh, I'm gonna, follow up later, and then later is like 3 days later because I get busy. So we want to give people the same benefit of the doubt. Now on day 8, you're going to call again. And if they don't answer, you're going to leave them a message, and you're only going to remind them of why they were so excited to learn about Juice Plus. And you're going to let them know that you'll be here if they have any questions, any concerns, if maybe they're not ready right now. Maybe they were super excited about whatever it was that you discussed, but they're having some financial difficulties and they can't find a way to call you and tell you that, or what have you. Or they have some other crisis going on and they don't really know how to discuss that, or you all aren't close enough for them to feel comfortable enough discussing that. So you just want to let them know that you're here to support them in whatever way possible. A lot of times what I've done at this point is just say, I'll continue to send you some information or invite you to events, no pressure. I just want you to know that I'm here to really support your health and wellness journey. And you're going to leave it at that. So you're not going to try to set up another time or tell them to call you back. You leave the ball in their court. So on day 9, again, you're not going to follow up. And then on day 10, you can either send an email or send another message and just reiterate that you are sorry that you've not been able to connect with them. And leave it at that from that standpoint. Like, you don't want to make people feel guilty about not calling you back or anything like that. So don't make it sound like the connection piece was an issue on their part, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So you just say that I'm sorry we've not been able to connect. I know you were excited to learn about XYZ. I am here and happy to help you at any time. Leave them your information, let them know how they can reach you, whether through sending you a message on Facebook. You can leave your phone number, your email address, whatever way you communicate best. And just really let them know, again, that you're here to support their journey. Now, beyond day 10, and I love this because Melissa, I think she's on via phone, does this. On her Trello, she actually has a list of people that have been no's or kind of like no calls, no shows. And this is what this talks about. So we still want to keep those people on our list. We want to reach out to them on a monthly basis if possible. So I know a couple of things that I've done in the past. Around the holidays, I took the cookbook that we had put together for a Facebook event, and I sent that out kind of like a holiday newsletter to everybody, told them I was thinking of you, here's some healthy recipes, and I just attached that. And so it was a way to follow up with people who weren't my current customers, and without me really, quote unquote, pushing Juice Plus at them, but hey, I thought you would enjoy some recipes around the holiday season. So again, that can be like inviting them to an event. We just had a brunch and wellness event brunch and wellness event, brunch and nutrition over the weekend. So I invited some people who had kind of started getting a little, I don't want to say turned off, but they weren't as receptive to me inviting them to just like a traditional Juice Plus event. So we had brunch, we did face mask, and we learned about some other health and wellness issues aside from Juice Plus. So essentially, the Beyond Day 10 is to reiterate that our goal is to build relationships with people and to be a part of their health journey as a whole. And so we just want to continue to follow up. I just know personally, Severin followed up with me for a couple of years before I decided to add Juice Plus to my diet again. So there is definitely magic in the follow-up, as it says at the bottom. All right, so what I want to do next is take you all to my Trello. And please forgive me, my dog is getting antsy and I am here by myself. So if you guys hear crying, I don't have a baby, it's my dog, and I'll try to keep him quiet. Okay, so I am going to click on Adrena because this is somebody who I've actually, really she should be on my Beyond 10 at this point. But she's a friend, so our communication is a little bit more regular. But I'm going to show you how I use it. So if you all remember from the Trello, we can make checklists. So I have this as a checklist of, follow-up. So if there's anybody who I need to do that with, I can just, easily click on that as I add somebody to that. And this is what will pop up.
Tiffany, I can't see your Trello. Can you work at that again?
Oh.
I still see the 10-day of follow-up.
Okay, so let me see if I can close that out. Uh-oh, okay.
Go back and share again now.
Yeah. Can you see it now? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So checklist here. You can copy items from, and so I did a follow-up on my first person who I needed to follow up, and then from there you can populate that for anybody who you need to use that checklist for, but I'm not going to add it since I already had it on Adrena. And it's okay. And it's okay. And so what you want to do is, or how I say I use it, and we all use checklists and information differently, but essentially, once I send the email, I'm going to click it off. Once I go through day 2, I'm going to check it off. And so for me, I put just some little reminders here in parentheses about what I should be doing on that 10-day, on that particular day in the follow-up sequence. I even put the days that I should wait and not do anything, as to not get confused. I'm gonna mute myself and let him out because it's gonna get bad. Give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna just put him outside for a minute.
The first time this happened months ago, I was like, you don't have a baby. What is going on? And her dog sounds just like a baby when he's upset or wants her attention. So now she's back and she can come back and give us the update.
All right, all is well. My apologies. So I even put the days that I'm going to wait in there. And again, just some little notes about what I want to do. And so while I'm in here, I'm just going to go ahead and click all these off because we're beyond day 10 with Adrena. But I'm just going to keep sending her information and inviting her to things that I think would interest her. Let me click back up here. So that's really it. That's the 10 days. I'm going to bring back, do you all want me to bring back up the list? Like the PDF, or did you all jot down questions if you had questions? Because I'll bring it back up really quick if you all want me to.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, bring it back up, and then we can also print it when it's on Health for Life. It's a great reminder.